Hi everyone, Afkia. So in this video, we're gonna learn a bit about how to create and also set up your automation in WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and also website with High Level. If anyone from here that actually never heard about High Level, so High Level is an AI-powered CRM system which is originates from America. So it's a very famous platform and also tools where a lot of actually business owners and also agencies has been using. I myself have been using Haribo for I think 3 years now, and it has been very, I think, very powerful and has been very affordable, especially for people that have a big teams or even small teams can actually use it. So anybody that are in small, medium enterprises or even big corporations can actually use High Level. And if you want to try using High Level, you can just click the link in our description for a 14 days trial. The struggles of people always have in the area of communication with their leads is, of course, time constraints, where sometimes when after the office hours, nobody replies to the customers, or on the other hand, sometimes it's the same questions every time. So the best is actually for you to reply the customers 24/7 platform that can help you reply to customers. So that's where High Level comes in, and also WhatsApp automation and also AI. So this session is very important for those business owners, especially that are running a service business. I think it's very helpful because then you can actually create your own automation and have WhatsApp reply to your customers much more easier, and you can spend more of your time to do more meaningful things. All right, so with that, let's get straight into it. All right, so as you see over here, this is High Level. So as you can see, this is your logo. There's multiple different functionalities or features that is available in High Level. If you guys want to know more about it, you can just Google it up online. And if you guys want to try it again, there's a link in the description. So High Level has actually very powerful. It's very important parts also of our company, where we were as a digital marketing agency, we're actually using High Level very, I would say, aggressively, and we actually also provide these tools to a lot of our clients. So the first thing that we're going to go into is actually conversation AI. So in conversation AI, if you click over here, you can see this is some of the records of the usage of the automation and also the AI itself. So there are a number of different AIs over here. Let's just go straight into how it looks like. For example, like this is our smart assistant, which is one of our AI agent that we created just to communicate our program. Sometimes you have like webinars and also pre-recorded videos. So if people want to ask more information about this program, usually they can just chat with the AI chatbot. So as you can see, this is a new interface that actually they introduced. All right, so this is how actually it looks like in the part of the agents. When you edit them, you can see like these are the parts that you can actually configure. The part on the left side is actually the personality, the goals, the instructions, or what kind of things that you want to actually kind of like edit, and how does the AI react and also behave. This on the left side, you can actually do that, and some additional information that can add into on top of your knowledge base, you can actually add over at the left side. And you can see you also can configure the different, I would say, the models that you can use. For example, like as you can see over here, there are some models that you can choose from. For example, like GPT 4.1, 4.1 mini, 5, and also 5 mini. And you can actually also change the business name, for example, like what kind of business actually is running. For example, you have an ABC Clinics. So ABC Clinics will be the business name, and that I will always remember that. On the other hand, we also can do these actions. So what kind of actions that the AI or AI agent can actually do? For example, like as you can see over some of the listed over here is appointment booking, trigger a workflow. It can trigger another workflow. It can also contact info. It can actually add more onto the contact info. It can actually stop the bot. It can actually also human transfer whenever it feels it needs to, or when it's suitable for. And also it can also transfer to another bot, and finally also can do like auto follow up. Right. So on the knowledge based triggers, this is where we actually can add more knowledge towards it. For example, there's this one webinar house prompt where this includes or contains the information on the programs that we have over here. And over here also we can have the channels mode, whether it's more like suggestive or autopilot. Off means like the AI agent completely will not be running, but on the other hand we can have it actually be suggestive and also autopilot. Also, we also have this timing and also pacing. This is very important, where how many times that you want the AI to be able to reply. For example, over here, the maximum number is actually 10. So this is the maximum number that the AI will reply for a certain triggers. Means like if it triggered the this AI will be triggered, then it can only replies up to 10 different replies. It won't go up to 11. This is important for you. Of course, make sure that it won't be spammed. And also, on the other hand, to also make sure that you are not charged too much, because if it has unlimited number of bot replies, then imagine how much the cost would be. On the other hand, you can also do this part, which is how many, how much wait time before the AI agents reply. For example, over here, this is 5 seconds. So 5 seconds means like it's gonna reply after 5 seconds, and for example, like hi, and then the user or the customer will reply, and then after the 5 seconds of the customer reply, then it will be then sent again. On the other hand, you can also, of course, like add it up to 60 seconds, or on the minutes also you can do, like, of course, how many minutes that you want depends. But of course, on our side, we would prefer to actually have around maybe 20-30 seconds. That would be fine. That's the maximum. Too long would be also unnecessary. Send the bot to sleep when it sends a manual message. If it's actually you or one person actually sends a manual message through the apps itself. For your information, High Level also have an app in App Store or Play Store. So means you can download that. And if a human actually sends something to the customer themselves, means the chatbot or AI agent won't actually start again, or it will end. Um, you also have this workflow message, means like if there's a workflow message added into the workflow, means like a custom message or such certain automations, so means the AI will also stop. All right. We also can see that the bot will post responses when the selected message type is sent, and with only over here will stop around 2 hours. Means it will only stop after the manual replies or workflow message actually been sent. So the 2 hours will AI bot will actually sleep, but you can actually like activate it after 2 hours, or just limit it into 1 hour or few minutes, as you can see over here. All right, so response behavior, this is more like how would it be, whether it be will be concise, means it's going to be like replying in short term, short forms, kind of like short, maybe text, and also on the balance side will be have more insights and detail. You can also do that, and the bot is also allows response to any images or voice memos. That is actually allowed also, and very good, because of course this platform can hear and also see images that actually been sent by the customers, for example. Summary settings, this is where you actually can like configure conversation summary and workflows, where it enables like a summary. As you can see over here, it will generate a summary of the conversations to the human data. So you can enable this, and if you enables this, then means a conversation summary will be generated automatically when there's no reply from the contact or bot for the selected time, for example, like after 15 minutes. So the minimum message required to generate a summary, for example, over here, this three means that after the three, then it will create a summary. If not less than three, for example, like two or one, then it won't create a summary. So you can actually receive the conversation summary in your email. So you can enable this one, that it will be sent. So as you can see over here, there's a multiple different ways that you actually can receive the summary. One of it is of course through the email that we actually just shared just now. You can actually add your email, and then it will actually send you the emails to you. On the other hand, we also can use this workflow, means through the workflow you can actually have an automation where you actually add to the note, means like this summary will be added to the note that you can add to the certain context. So yep, it's much easier on that way for you to actually understand every time there's automation happens. So you can see like what kind of conversation or what kind of output that actually happens whenever there's AI agent contacting or communicating with the user. So on the right side, we can see test your agent. This is where you actually can communicate and test with your knowledge base, and also all your left side, which is the vicinity, the goal, and whatnot. You can check it. You can see whether it works best as what you want. And yeah, that's the simple as that. All right. So the first thing that we're gonna do here is actually when we want to create a knowledge base. So I actually created a knowledge base. So this is the knowledge base that we actually created. So this is for an ABC skincare. So it's just some information over here, for example, like tone of voice, business overview. This one they actually can add into the personality and whatnot. But as you know, so there's of course the business overview we need to have the location and whatnot. They ask, of course, this one is just a example for it, and the areas, the parking, whether there's available, the working hours, the public holidays, the appointment policies, the language actually is supported. specialist and also the team details, whereby the name, the roles, the focus areas. This is of course just a like just an example, an experience, the treatment philosophy, the therapist team, and also the common customer concerns. And the service menu, what are the services that actually being provided and the price actually provided. Here we are, of course, this example in Malaysia, so we can actually use that, right? These are more example of it, like the treatments and also the price, and also kind of like the treatment the processes also we share over here. So it's much more easier for the AI agent to actually price the customers. Right, there's more information. This is about 16 pages of information. You can actually use this. All right. So what you're gonna do is just simple as you just download this one, or either there's a way, two ways, because you can do this one, which is I'll close this one first. So as you can see over here, you can create the knowledge base. We can name this actually ABC Clinic, and I'm gonna add this one, and it's simple as that. Description, you can add it or not add it. On the other hand, we can use the web crawler, means you can use the Google Docs where you actually can share the view ability, and the view ability, then you copy the link of the Google Docs and add it over here. On the other hand, we can also use these files, means we just download the Google Docs and then send it over here. So let's just do probably just one. This actually we can just share, and then we can actually just copy the link, anyone with the link, and then we just copy it, and yep, and then just add it over here. I think this one is easier. Then we're just gonna paste it and select go to, yep, and then we just gonna start crawling. This is one of the ways that you can do this also. Means we just add the link of your Google Docs or whatever information that it can go through, and then it can just crawl around with the documents that you actually added. Select pages to train. I think all these are, of course, train bot. So we're just gonna have to click that one. So it's gonna be like training on one page, because this is just one page. For example, like have a website, then there's multiple different pages over there. You can select which page that you want it to train on. But on the other hand, you can just let it just crawl around all the information that's available. So as you guys can see here, it is actually has been successful. So it actually has been trained with the documents that we actually just added. Since we already add the knowledge base, so now we can actually create an AI agent. So this AI agent we can just create from new one. Probably is gonna be interface gonna be a bit different, because when we create a new agent, it's actually shows a very different interface for now. I think probably because the update of the UI, but probably you're gonna see probably they're gonna be update of the UI because of a lot of these updates from the high level themselves, the team actually updating a lot of stuffs, I think weekly basis. So the UI will be different probably when you are doing your own right now. You're gonna see like a different interface a bit. A new bot. We're gonna click this create new bot, because on the flow based builder is a bit new. So we're gonna create a video probably later for the flow based builder in the coming weeks or in coming days. But now we're gonna just create a new bot, which we just start with this Q&A. Yep. All right, so now we can change it into 5 mini, for example, for now. This is just the template that actually been created. As you can read on the left side, there are some info over here. For example, like the personality. You are a bot for AI business name, which is this one. We're gonna use ABC Clinic. And also, I forgot to change this one. We're gonna use ABC Clinic, and also V1. And then as you can read also, there's a goal, the instructions, the examples, what kind of it. And for now, it's just going to reply in English, but you can also add like other languages that actually it can be, I would say, literate in. So can reply with that specific languages. But shouldn't be an issue, because I think GPT models is quite, I think, quite powerful, and yeah, quite up to date with the I think the at least national level languages. Yeah. On over here, we can actually add a knowledge base trigger. Means like what are the knowledge that we're gonna use. The instructions we just like keep it it is. And then also we have these actions. The actions are not able to be added now, because this is using the simple. This is using the other side, not the flow one. We just use this one as the conventional, or the conventional, yeah, AI that we are creating today. So now on the mod side, we're gonna use the AI pilot, which is autopilot, where it will reply to the customers or the user on autopilot. you're not gonna use suggestive. The difference, of course, I forgot to explain also. Suggestive means it's gonna give you suggestion on the replies, then you have to click enter or send on the apps. Yep. Also, this one we're gonna turn off the SMS. We're not gonna turn off the live chat. We're gonna also only activate the Instagram, Facebook, web chat, and also WhatsApp. Yep. All right. So time pacing, we're gonna use like 5 over here, and then this one is also sorry, this one is 15. I think 5 is fine, and then this one the maximum 10 probably should be fine. Responsive behavior, whether response style settings, as we can actually create that. I think this one is just put balance. And the summary, I don't think I need the summary for now. So yeah, that's most of it. I think then you can actually just save it. So after you save it, then you can see like you actually can create like actions that you can create. For example, like appointment booking. You can add like single calendars or multi calendars or services. So usually, if you already create like calendars, you can actually just connect the calendar specifically for that. Probably here you can actually have like a clinic calendar, for example. So you can proceed, and then you can actually, as you can read over here, don't book appointment only. Send the booking link means you can just send the booking link instead of the AI can book itself. You can just uh, make sure that the AI can send the link where the users will be able to book their own time. But on the other hand, you can actually like post bot responses after booking, trigger workflows after booking, and also transfer employees post appointment booking. So transfer employee post appointment booking means like you can actually like select other AIs to take over this conversation after that. So means this one could be specifically only for appointment. So you can also allow bot to cancel the appointment or allow bot to reschedule the appointment. That's also, I think, should be fine. I think I would in my I think I would prefer to actually have like the bot to be able to cancel appointment, but not to reschedule, because I think reschedule is a bit difficult. But I think cancellation is very important because sometimes users might actually like cancel the specific appointment, and if you doesn't or the user doesn't do that, or no one actually on your team actually cancel the appointment. Sometimes actually, first is actually gonna occupy the specific time, even though it's actually should be free. On the other hand, you actually prepare for that, or you miss it, and you actually just put your mind ready to actually for that specific appointment. But then eventually there's nobody there, so it's a bit like frustrating, I would say. Right, so you can save this, and it should be able to perform such things. Means after there's a conversation, then actually gonna push for appointment if the user asked it. But of course, you can do like qualification, whether this user is suitable or not for the appointment. And you can also like do like other kind of tools like human handover. So you can actually like enable a scenario, means like human requested, for example, I want to talk a manager, I want to talk to a human. So this one you can actually send to a user, which is, for example, like myself over here. And yeah, this is some of the simple text. And yep, lack of information also can, or fail to resolve issues. So these are different functionalities is, I think, is very important and very powerful that we can actually use. But for this time, we're not going to do this a lot more. I think more on this time, I just gonna do this one as yep. I'm gonna disable human handover for now. I'm gonna use more of the appointment booking probably. On the other hand, also I'm gonna converse later with this AI agent, and you can see how it works later. For example, even now I can say like hi, and then it can replies to my yeah, to my myself, especially with the knowledge that it has. So it takes a bit of time, probably because of the change of the UI and UX, but should be working. Yep. So let's wait a bit. I think it's trying to understand what are our business over here with the knowledge that we added over here, and it should be, yeah. So probably like I'm gonna say like I want to book an appointment. So it should be kind of like processing with the information that it has, and probably is should be actually sending a link. But let's see whether it's gonna go to that or not. Yep. Yep. So have earliest like it's actually checking the schedule. So I would say I prefer to book on Thursday this week at 2 p.m. So it's probably gonna check the schedule also whether I'm available or not on that. So of course, this one actually connected this the appointment calendar actually connected to the person. Sometimes my calendar, for example, like I created a calendar. Our appointment calendar means that that appointment calendar is connected to my kind of like a personal calendar. So means it should know whether I'm available or not on that time. So it's actually checking now. Yep. So it can actually book now. All right. So now we're gonna go to the placement. So we actually had actually provided placement. As you can see, this Instagram, Facebook, and web or website. So how do you edit data? So again, you can actually if there's Instagram and also Facebook that is connected, you can put like in the integration part where there's a setting, and you can check the integration. This is where you actually can connect all your I would say your different platforms. For example, like your Instagram and also Facebook, you can just connect to this parts where it will replies to the connected I think platforms all over. Yeah. So yeah, that's some part of the functionalities. All right. All right, so now we're gonna go into the workflow where we're gonna do the automation instead of the AI. But later we're gonna test both of it, the automation and also AI. So I think it's quite interesting where you guys can see like how it works later in real life in WhatsApp. Because mainly we're gonna do WhatsApp today, but of course on social media you can also try it. It should be works as fine as the WhatsApp. The good thing about social media because it doesn't have like a too limited window. Right. So we're gonna click this ABC Skincare Clinic. This is where we actually created the two different workflows that we can actually use it. First, we're gonna do the follow up workflows. I'm not gonna build from. I'm gonna build from scratch, but again, I'm just gonna show like how it works now. For example, like this is customer replied. So this customer replied, for example, like for the WhatsApp number. This is number of our WhatsApp. And also the WhatsApp that we actually selected this WhatsApp because it can also replies to other like emails or Instagram DM and whatnot. Means the automation is not limited only to WhatsApp but also on other platforms which you can also create, or you can just also like add more filters on the triggers itself. Means like you can actually add more triggers over here. Means like over here you can actually add more triggers. Means like you can come from different platforms and still it can come in here. But again, this is especially for WhatsApp, so probably it's not the best scenario. But let's create from scratch again. So as you can see here, there's trigger over here. There's always start gonna be a trigger, and then these are the actions that we created. These actions, yep, these are the actions quite a bit long, but it's not gonna be too difficult to create actually. This is tags. Text means like means just for us to remember what kind of like platforms or what kind of journey that actually the customers went through. On the other hand, we also have this kind of like create an opportunity information of it added to the opportunity, and then into notification mean this one will actually notify the person in the company there's like certain things happening. And then this is wait functions where actually we'll wait like a certain time period before it actually send another message. For example, in this case, but of course, wait can be used on other kind of basis also. The condition is if means like if this happens, then it will goes to this route. If this happens, then it will go to this specific routes. So like this, if it the text includes ABC consultation booked, where this one if it actually book like an appointment, for example, you can actually just stop. But if it doesn't actually meet this kind of text, so it's gonna like continue until like more of it. Yep. Right. So we're gonna create this one again. Let's start with the triggers again. I'm gonna build like on this on this area below a bit. So that we're gonna say like customer replied. So then again we're gonna create like this if it's actually replied to the channels, which is the WhatsApp here. And then we're gonna have to select which number. So WhatsApp number, and then we're gonna select the number that we actually have. Okay, so we're gonna create another trigger over here. We're gonna detach this one. We're gonna create another workflow just beside this. I'm just gonna copy and just to explain to you how it's actually built. I think that would be quite beneficial also for you. This other way actually can also be triggered whenever there's ABC follow-up needed. Probably this one is actually a tag that actually a person added themselves. For example, like the user or not user, the internal teams means the staff that actually add this one, then the automation will actually triggers also. But on this side, I think we don't have to do this. This is just another examples that you actually can trigger it with. With manually means like the staff can add this themselves. Next, we're gonna create this text. So tagging that we can create is we can add a tag. Probably we're gonna use the tag. Let's check what ABC new inquiry. So we're gonna add a new tag. Um, ABC new inquiry. Right. So we're gonna add this one. So means whenever there's a person coming in, that it will actually add a tag to them into their context. And then later we just go for opportunity. We're gonna create an opportunity. So this one probably we're gonna use this ABC. All right, so ABC clinic, and then we're gonna use probably new inquiry, and opportunity name. You can just use the name of the person, contact full name, and opportunity source. We can should put like source. Um, yep, contact source, and then we can also opportunity value. We can just put it there blank because sometimes it's not gonna be like any opportunity value. Then it's just this one. We just put open. Yep. And then later we just internal notification. So this one means like if there's you're gonna create like an internal notification means a certain people. Probably this one I just use notification on the apps because you can just download the apps and can just put there. Probably this one, let's just copy this. Let me use ABC first because I want to see um what kind of yeah, this one is I think to the context means like if the people can click the notification, where does it leads to? Probably we're gonna use contact and use to user, for example, like assign a particular user, and we're gonna or we just put like particular the assign honors also be fine. But on the hand, we can just myself here. I'm gonna save this one first because I want to copy this one, so it's much more easier. So new lead alert, I think it's much simpler. Yep. So this one we're just gonna paste this, and then we're gonna put new lead alert. All right. So this one we just save the action, and later just put the weight. Yeah. And then this one we're gonna just specifically we're gonna put like it's set a period of time. For example, like this one, gonna put like maybe like like 3 hours, and it's gonna change to hours. And yeah, this one is advanced window means it's not gonna be like trigger a certain time, but you just want it to always trigger whenever there's 3 hours passed. So you're gonna save this action, and then as you can see it puts also weight over here. If it has like the condition, if the texts are available, means like if it has ABC consultation book, it won't actually trigger to the next part, not gonna it's not gonna go to the next part. It's just gonna stop. But if it's doesn't consist the text, so it's gonna continue. So let's just also add that if for now. So we just click if, and then we're gonna just select a branch, and this one should be like we're gonna tag create like text. So tags we're gonna should be like includes, and then we're gonna type ABC, and then we're gonna as constellation book. So this one means if this one happens, so it's not gonna trigger. I'm just gonna bring this one a bit lower. I think let's just get this one everything below a bit, so it's much more easier for you guys to see. So yeah, so this is it now. So next we're gonna see like is have like this WhatsApp function, and then we're gonna create an opportunity for follow up, and also wait for 12 hours, and then there's another condition again, whether it's check again whether the conversation is booked or not. And then there's WhatsApp again, and then there's a wait again, and then the condition again, and then the WhatsApp again, and then also the text, and also the add task manual follow up needed. All right, so this is human and other means. All right, so we're gonna just create this quickly. Right, so this one gonna be like WhatsApp. I'm gonna copy this one first. I think this is much more easier. So make sure I copy this because this one is called a free form. I'm gonna also share with you guys how to create a template later. The WhatsApp template. Yep. So we're gonna copy this, and then we're gonna save action, and then again we're gonna go to this WhatsApp. So we're gonna add this as a WhatsApp, and then we're gonna make sure then you click for this free form. Just the prerequisite for you to actually use free form is actually when the window of opportunity of the WhatsApp opens. Usually it's about 24 hours. Means if the customer actually replies to you, there's no issue for you to actually use free form. But after the customer doesn't reply to you within 24 hours, then you have to use the WhatsApp template. So over here, we're just gonna paste this, and yep. So this is how it looks like. Mm. So if it doesn't deliver, then what happens? So usually it's delivered. So it's just pass it here. So we're gonna copy again, but again, this one, if it's delivered, this is just ignore the undelivered or delivered. Usually now we're just gonna use the delivered part. So this one will be the main one, right? Right. So we're gonna use the opportunity. So we're gonna create another opportunity or update the opportunity, means we just update it, and we're gonna use the ABC again and select the pipeline. So we're gonna do the follow up, and then opportunity name, we just contact full name, and first will be the source. Yep. So you just click the source and value, just put it there, and this one is still open. And we're just gonna save action again. So then we're gonna put wait again. So wait is actually about 12, and this time we're gonna wait for 12, I think 12 hours. So not to annoy too much of people. So we're gonna save again, and then later, but again you can change this one though. So you can like put like 12 hours. So for your internal, I would say a reference. So after that, then you're gonna create the condition again or if. So actually, it's much more easier for you to just copy this one. So we're gonna copy action, and then we're gonna paste it over here. All right. Uh, so so you can just do this, which is you're gonna um, copy action, and then you're gonna paste it. All right. So then you just connect this to this. So it's just gonna be like quite easy. Right? So don't worry on this part. It's just you have to make sure that it's connected, and after it's connected, it should be like works. Yeah. So see, and then again, it's just easy for you. Just copy this also because you already created it, so it's much more easier. So again, as you can see, this one should be until text until the time only. So you're gonna copy, and you're gonna paste it again, and this one should be this one also. And yep, make sure it's middle bit, so for us to always remember this one, you just change this to, as you can see over here, it should be the final follow-up. Okay, sorry, this one shouldn't be this. I forgot to add one more thing, which is the yeah, this one should be fine. This one works best. And then I forgot to add one more, which is the WhatsApp. So we're gonna copy. I don't think we have to copy. So we're gonna add here one more, which is WhatsApp. So this is WhatsApp. But again, I'll just open this one. All right. So we're gonna copy again this one. All right. So we're gonna add one more, which is WhatsApp. Um, and we're gonna use freeform again and just yeah paste it. Right. So again, if it's delivered, then it's gonna continue. This one is not much issue. It's just same thing. This one probably we just gonna delete because this one actually doesn't works like this. So again, delivered is just use this one gonna use the tags again. So follow up completed means like the follow up of this automation is really completed. So we can have like a tag, and yeah, just add the tag. I think ABC again. So follow up, not follow up needed. It's a follow up completed. Yep. So we're gonna save the action. So it's here, and then finally we're gonna have this the goal actually completed. So the goal of this workflow is of course to follow up. So if it's completed, then you can just create like a follow up needed, and like means like a person have to do something about it. So this one actually create a task because the specific person can have a task. So you can like like create a task for a specific person. So like now it's actually assigned to me. So to create this, you just have to go to, maybe I'll just go here to make it easier. So I'll just copy this and yeah. So now over here, you just create the task, a task, and then you just, I'm gonna paste it over here. This one is just manual follow up needed. Easier, you can just add the name again, like the contact name, the full name. So it's gonna like be in the notifications. It's gonna show like what who's the person is, and then later it's just assigned to myself, for example. Then yeah, the due date probably like can just put like in whatever like this, like like 2 days, and selected time will be like 2 and p.m. for example. Yeah, it should be fine. So then we're gonna set the action. So this is how it looks like. Later we're just gonna try this automation. I'm not gonna like this one won't be of course activated because this one actually copy of this one. But just gonna use this upper side later. Alright. So if I save this, it won't actually trigger because the as you can see the dots of here is actually shouldn't trigger. Alright. So yeah. So now we're gonna test this later, but before we test it, I'm gonna create the another workflow, which is the appointment reminder workflow. So this one is the appointment reminder workflow. Actually, we already created this one, but again, I'm just gonna show you how to create this one. It's much more easier for you also. So this one you can use the emails. On the other hand of using WhatsApp, you can use other platforms also. But on this case, of course, we're gonna use WhatsApp. So again, we can create a trigger menu, and then we're gonna create the appointment book. So appointment status, for example, we're gonna use the we're gonna right. So we're gonna use the customer book appointment over here, and then you're gonna use the contact only. And then later just add the triggers, whether the in calendar select like which calendars. We're gonna use the ABC that we created. ABC, sorry, not ABC, clinic calendar, sorry. So we're gonna use clinic calendars and set the triggers and put it here. Yep. So yeah, it should be fine, correct. I'm just checking the make sure that it's correct. And then next we're gonna add a tag, which is like a tag again. I think this is sample. So we're gonna do add tag contact, and then we're gonna use ABC consultation booked. All right. So then we're gonna save the triggers. Again, this one won't actually triggers again because of the line dots. We're gonna only select one triggers. This one will be triggering. And then later we're gonna add also or remove. Sorry, we're gonna remove a tag if a follow up needed, because means the other workflows actually for follow up. So means if the tag is not there anymore, then actually gonna stop like triggering. Yep. So yeah, it's gonna save action. So this one, sorry, you have to add actually, yeah. So we're gonna add which is remove trigger. So we're gonna remove the tag. All right. So we're gonna click remove contact tag, and then later we just use ABC, and then remove tag ABC follow up needed. All right. That's why it's very important for you to put like a notes over there. But we actually created the notes on the top side, so you should be able to see that also. So ABC follow up needed. Sorry, this one. This one. So we're gonna deselect this one and gonna have like this one. So it should be correct. Follow up needed. Right. So it's correct. So next we're gonna create an opportunity. All right. So create or update opportunity. It should be update. So it's gonna be use ABC, and then this one should be, I think, book consultation, and the name like always you're gonna use the full name, and the opportunity source would be just type source. So you're gonna put the source where it comes from. Status would be like I would say like still open. It haven't like converted. It's just appointment. And then later we're just gonna create the WhatsApp. For this part, we're gonna create using free form also. So we're gonna copy this, and then we're gonna, but of course if the WhatsApp is still open, so we can use this. This is another option, of course, but not in this video we're gonna do that. We can also use this WhatsApp Windows service check. Means if it's still open, then it will triggers uh, the next opportunity, the next actions. If it's not, it's gonna go to other route, right? So like this, for example, like if it's still open, then actually you can just this is improvements from the workflow above. So you're gonna send like WhatsApp. Yep. So the free form WhatsApp again. So this one will be the WhatsApp, and then we're gonna use this number again, and then yeah, we're just gonna paste this, and then we're gonna save it. I'm gonna bring this one a bit below so that easier for us to control it. All right. Oops. All right. So yeah, a bit. All right. So WhatsApp has been created. So now we're gonna just go for wait. So we're gonna wait for 2 hours. All right, so gonna wait for another 2 hours. Before, yeah. So this one actually gonna wait for 2 hours before. Before like this one will be hours. So 2 hours. So this one actually I've oh sorry, this one should be 1 day. I missed this one, so he should be following this one because it's a bit longer. So I thought like it's already here. See, this one should be 1 day. So this one should be 1 day before. So it's gonna remind like the thing are happening in 1 day more time. Yep. So skip outbound. Let's just keep it like this. Appointment calendar. Yeah. So this one gonna be like the 1 day. So then I'm gonna wait it, and then again we're just gonna send another WhatsApp. So yeah, let's just me open this one again to copy this text, and then we're gonna create the WhatsApp. Yep, WhatsApp, and then we're gonna create the free form again and let it be here. We're gonna save action again, and we're gonna wait again. Should be like 2 hours more, and yeah, wait for 2 hours before the scheduled time. This would be two. All right, before and this that. All right, so I'm gonna save it. So this one should be, I'm gonna name it because I think it's very important for this part. So 2 hours. So this is 2 hours before, and the final follow up would be I would say this one, of course, not follow up. It should be reminder. Okay, we're just gonna do it. So we're gonna do WhatsApp over here, but let me just copy this one first. All right, so let's copy this one first, and then we're gonna go to WhatsApp. Add WhatsApp here, WhatsApp, and then again it should be free form. Um, right. Um, okay, so it should be fine. Then just gonna save the action, and yeah, that's all. It's the final reminder. So we actually completed this. We able to arrange it. I'm gonna move this a bit up. I'm gonna select all, and then yeah, so this one will be cleaner. Right. So again, this is the customer book appointment, and then add a tag to it so that it won't actually continue on the other workflows. It's gonna only be continuing in this workflow, and we also remove a tag. Right. So and then create an opportunity, and also later it's gonna check whether there's the 24 hours still opens or not. And if it's still open, then all of this gonna be continue. Of course, this one we can do multiple times before each of the WhatsApp, but on these examples, we're just gonna do it once. But on the other hand, before we're gonna start, of course, trying all these different, I think WhatsApp that we actually created, we're gonna also give example like what if, of course, the 24 hours actually has closed. So how do we remind the customers? Over here, you can just use WhatsApp, but you can change rather than using the free form. You should actually use the um, this template, for example. All right. So, for example, like this is the templates that we created. This is in Malay, but we can also like create later this one. So means it's gonna send, but of course this one gonna cost you a bit depending on the country that you are in. But it should actually just be able to actually be triggered and be sent even when the opportunity, the window of WhatsApp actually close after 24 hours. So you also can still send it, but using the template, which is cost a bit. Yep. So I'm gonna save this one. I'm not gonna, of course, do this, but I'm gonna save this one first. I'm gonna check the service calendar. So I'm gonna copy again. I'm gonna try to book again the calendar. All right. So yeah, this one should be the correct one. It's okay. I'm just gonna book tomorrow. I think should be working the same. And then I'm gonna put my name and then email as always. Then I'm gonna put my number, right? And then I'm gonna schedule the meeting. And this one should works. So I'm gonna watch my workflow, of course. So let's see, is there any new enrollment? So yeah, so there's a new enrollment. So it actually has been executed. So let's check the conversation. So as you can see, we go to the conversation, so you should be able to see there's a new, yeah, this one has been sent by the the WhatsApp system that we have. So as you can see, this is how it looks like in WhatsApp truly. So over here, we are in the WhatsApp template. So yeah, so I actually changed the number. So there are some data that actually this is a bit new data because we changed a bit of the number. So we have one number over here. This is using coexistence. Coexistence means actually you still have a WhatsApp business on your phone, but also have it on the WhatsApp API. So that's good. The new feature that actually we released last year. So it's actually quite beneficial for people to use it rather than using a specific number for the WhatsApp API only. You can still use your own number or the number that actually you created for your company before. All right, so if you can go here, you can see like there's a create template. So over here, you can create like from a blank template. I'm just gonna give you an example. I won't actually, publish this. Um, Usually, if you use some, for example, like the appointment reminder, you can use this marketing, and you can use like reminder, and this one have to be like reminder, and then you have to make sure that it's actually use down uh right. So you have to use the underscore reminder, for example, like for the ABC appointment. All right, so you can also do this, and you can just select the language you're going to use, like English UK. You can add images over here. You can also add like text, of course, like hi there, congratulations, example. And then later you just add the text. Don't forget on our appointment tomorrow. Make sure you did what we reminded you to do. For example, so for example, like the clinics actually have that. So and also you can like add a name. For example, like you can add these custom variables, so you can contact and you can choose the first name, for example. So it will actually just create the first name. So for like here, I'm gonna put my name is Afik, for example. So yeah, so let's just copy this and we're gonna use this one in here. So on the right side, you're gonna see like the Afik over here on the right side. So this one also you can do that. You can also add variables. It's same issue, same gonna be like the same functionalities. The footer you can do like first after Afik, for example. So you can actually have like the end of it. And the button, this is quite interesting. I think this will be a very powerful part where you actually can thank you. I think just put back thank you over here so that you can see how it looks like. We can like you can add documents like locations and whatnot even over here. You can just do that. But for this time we just use text. I there Let me just again do this and add variables. Again, my contact name, first name, then I'm gonna put a fig. right? Something like this, and then button we can, okay. See, this one is very interesting. So we can use a WhatsApp call. This is a new feature where people can call you, uh, and yeah, they can talk with you. You can also do like, for example, like what offer code. For example, we have a specific offer code. If they WhatsApp you, then they actually can receive the offer code. So as you can see over here, there's a flow. Flow is basically one of the feature. Probably I'll be covering this one later in next video or other videos later. Flow is basically an appointment capabilities in WhatsApp itself. You can actually book an appointment without actually using other softwares. So you can actually create the appointment within the feature is named Flow, right? And then you can also like create like a website link over here. Also, you can add a website. So this is trackable website. So this trackable website means you can actually add like more buttons over here. Means like if you have like other kind of things that you want to share on your landing pages or your websites, you can add it over here. You can also have like a visit website. So this one also you can add like more website over here. Yeah, and then call phone number. I think this one people can call to your number. This is also quite interesting, but I think of less people are going to use this. I think website sounds fine. I think flow sounds fine, or even WhatsApp call probably. But I think most of the time we're just going to use like custom button also should be fine. For example, like quick reply, for example, like more info, for example. So then, if there's a specific more info, is the answer from the customer or the user that actually communicating, then you actually can send the workflow. This one you also can create a workflow specifically with the WhatsApp template itself. So it's quite interesting and very powerful. Probably I'm gonna do more of such videos if you guys are interested on that. So yeah, so that's after you created all of this, you added the images. This one, make sure you use marketing too, because this one will be a marketing message. And then later you just click create. And usually for the first template that you created, probably it takes a bit like time, for example, like 1 day or 1 day and a half, or less than that. But after you created the first template, usually it's just gonna be like few minutes for it to be approved. I think that's yeah, simple as that. So now what we're gonna do now is we're gonna test our WhatsApp, right? So uh, we're gonna test our WhatsApp AI. So let's just make sure that our WhatsApp actually are working right now. So we're gonna go to conversation AI. So in the conversation AI, we're gonna check again like this is on autopilot and is actually available on Instagram, Facebook, and whatnot. We're gonna turn it off later. But again, yeah, it's turned on. So let's go to the WhatsApp. All right, so we're gonna try with the WhatsApp to try to use the AI on WhatsApp using inbound message. Right, so we're gonna say hi. So just gonna say like a very simple, conversation. This one should be able to, of course, have the WhatsApp to replies to me with the AI that we actually train and also set up just now. So as you can see, this is the replies. So like, what's on your mind today? Maybe I'll just share like, I want to book for an appointment. So yeah, it can, because the link itself actually has been connected to the means the AI agent actually connected to the calendars that we actually created. So it should be able to click this link. And if we were to click this link, as you can see, there's a link that we can actually just access and book an appointment, the time, and yeah, select this and just fill up your information, right? So yeah, uh, then it just stop as there. So it's just simple. I want to know more of your services. So this one is on the balance kind of things because we set up it to have a balance replies. So it's gonna have like a little bit balance rather than a bit too much of information. All right. Yep. So there's like we offer skill session, basic are 50, details is about 80, like data, like treatments from 150, and there's a lot of other services which I have like bad pimples pimples problem. For example, like we have so like like I have like we had like I type here, I have like a bad pimples. So what kind of treatment that I should have, for example, so it's gonna advise me probably with the information that it has. We have like 16 pages of information that you should be able to just like give some simple advice. Actually, it should like also push us for an appointment though. So there's also the role of it because you give an action for it to actually, create that appointment, right? So as it's said over here for bad pimples, we recommend starting with skin consultation for about 50 basic, detailed, and to access your skin, acne calming treatment starts from 150 per session. Suitable for actives and consistent treatment and home care are key. So would you like an booking? Yes, I think I would like like that. Yeah. Right. So we're gonna wait for it a bit. So it's gonna should actually send again the link out for the calendar booking. So yeah. So that's it. Yep. All right. So that's all about this automation. Is quite simple, straightforward. There are some, of course, trouble. If you guys want to see more such of videos to use automation, AI. If you guys want to see like a specific video, please comment below, and we'll try to figure out or consider it. And don't forget also to subscribe for our YouTube. Thank you very much for watching.